Well, the Orioles have a new pitching coach this year, first year with the club, and that's Mark Connor. Let's get to know more about Mark Connor now as we go covering the bases with the Orioles pitching coach.
I got hurt as a player. In my first year with the Twins, I blew out my shoulder, basically blew it out, except back then nobody knew that you had blown it out. You were just hurt. And I took shots in my shoulder, cortisone, xylocaine. I was taking butazolidine, which is now an outlawed drug, to try to calm the inflammation. Towards the next year, towards the end of my career, basically in 2 years, I recognized the fact that this wasn't working, and it wasn't getting any better. And I wondered why I got hurt. And I started thinking about pitching mechanics to a degree.
Connor earned his master's degree from the University of Tennessee, where he also served as the Volunteers pitching coach from 1974 to 1978.
There were some things that made me think about why I got hurt along those lines, and I decided that, with my career, I'd like to try to help pitchers.
Connor's nickname is Goose, and it comes from his days down in Greensboro, North Carolina, throwing batting practice for the Yankees minor league club. You see, left-handed hitters would send home runs into a stream past the fence, and the stream was called Goose Creek. Don Mattingly started calling him Goose, and the name has stuck ever since.
When I started with the Yankees, there was a pitching coach named Sammy Ellis, who was a pitching coach here, as a matter of fact, for 1 year. And Sammy had a great career as a pitcher as well as a coach. And he kind of took me under his wing my first couple of years with the Yankees when I was young, and taught me a lot about pitching. I also had the benefit of being around Pat Dobson quite a bit. My first couple of years with the Yankees, Dauber was a minor league pitching coach there. So spring trainings were always after the workout. We go out, eat, and talk pitching.
In the midst of his long coaching career, Mark made time to start a family. He and his wife Katie had 3 children who now have children of their own.
I have 5 grandchildren and 1 on the way, and they are the joy of my life right now. I love to play golf, but if I had a chance to play golf or have a chance to take my granddaughter out to a movie right now, I'd take my granddaughter out to a movie.
In 2001, Blue Jays manager Buck Martinez hired Mark to be the Blue Jays pitching coach. And Connor noticed a young Roy Halladay who he believed needed to drop his arm angle, get rid of that knuckle curve, and add a cutter to his arsenal. And just 2 years later, Halladay won the American League Cy Young Award.
You start your own history or dynasty of whatever you want to talk about. We're not going to compare them to Jim Palmer and Mike Cuellar and Dave McNally and Pat Dobson and those guys. They were their own people. These young kids here, who I think have the chance to have a great career as pitchers, and hopefully here in Baltimore, they're their own people. And I don't think that anybody should compare them to anybody else, because they're all individuals, but they all, as a collective group, I think that they have the chance to, be a pretty good starting rotation.